nineteenth-century.com. One of the things I learned very early on in these decades of research into all these various subjects around the world is that nothing is as it seems. But the more deeply you go into it, you see that it goes much further than that. Not only is nothing what it seems, virtually everything, certainly everything of significance, is inverted. What it seems to be turns out to be the opposite of what it is. We live in an extraordinarily inverted society. And nowhere more does that apply to what is happening yet again in Israel-Palestine, with state-of-the-art weaponry being used to attack a virtually defenseless people in Gaza. The reason Israel is there at all is based on an historical claim that that land is the ancient home of today's Jewish people, and that it was promised to them by God, the Old Testament God. And this is what was stated in the 1948 Declaration of the Establishment of the State of Israel. The land of Israel was the birthplace of the Jewish people. Here their spiritual, religious, and political identity was shaped. Here they first attained statehood, created cultural values of national and universal significance, and gave to the world, the eternal book of books. Now, that line that I mentioned earlier about everything being inverted, well, there's no greater example than that, because that is historical bollocks. Today's Jewish people have absolutely no historic or genetic connection to the land today called Israel. And before anyone starts saying, he's anti-Semitic, here's a couple of books by Jewish writers and researchers. This is The 13th Tribe by Arthur Koestler. It came out in 1976, I think it was. And here is a much more recent book by Shlomo Sand, The Invention of the Jewish People. And Shlomo Sand is a professor of history at Tel Aviv University. And when you look at what they say, you look at what others who research this subject say, I've researched it myself, the conclusion is common and it is constant when you look at the facts. The Jewish people of today do not originate from the ancient land of Israel, but from a land, an empire in the Caucasus known once as Khazaria, home of the Khazars. And they almost certainly ended up there from ancient Sumer Babylon, what we now call Iraq, but you can certainly pick them up in Khazaria.